Hey, how's it going, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is for you. Welcome to Who's Your Main. I'm Anthony. This is my co-host.
So what? Oh, you son of a bitch. I was looking down at the timer. Hi, I'm Jared. I see how it's going to be. This is revenge for all that bullshit.
Hey, we'll figure this out. Give us like 5 years of this. We'll figure it out.
Hey, you can just say welcome to Thursday or whatever.
Well, that's
right?
confusing to me.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
Spoiler alert, it's not Thursday for me.
Yeah, well, the episode comes out on Thursday for the folks. Say they can greet their morning, or their afternoon or their evening whenever
it's not about them.
Tuning in.
It's not about what they want. It's about me and you and Craig. What does Craig want? Has anybody ever asked Craig what he wants?
He wants to record us in peace.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Last week after we recorded the episode, it was like a day later, I came down with a powerful illness and I gamed 0 over that time period. So most of this episode, I think, is going to be just us talking about Mass Effect 2.
Perfect.
And I'm sure other things will come up. But we finished Mass Effect 1. I think we already talked about that. We made it to the end of our little sci-fi month. It really wasn't really too turned up. I didn't get to everything that I wanted to. Did you get to everything that you wanted to outside of Mass Effect?
I mean, that was really all I did. I played Fallout 4, Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, and Magic the Gathering Arena.
I had a January list of games that I needed to get to. I'm still working on Yes 8.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I had a January list. It was incredibly long and ambitious because I was looking at the Mega Man X games, especially a bunch of ROM hacks that I was really interested in. And I've got them all installed and ready to mess with. I'll get to them. But we'll talk more about those games at another time. But we're still just like, I know you are, because this has been the majority of our outside of Who's Your Main conversations is talking about Mass Effect. And we finished Mass Effect 1, which is so goated. Such a good game, especially on Insanity. It was so fun. I keep thinking about how I want to play through it again with my favorite class. I don't know about you.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to go back. It's just like I don't have time. I've got to get through Mass Effect 2. And we've been playing Mass Effect 2. We're not very far. Maybe like, how many hours do you say?
Well, Mass Effect 1, I beat the entire thing in about 25 to 30 hours. I'd say Mass Effect 2, I don't even think I'm 10 hours in.
Oh wow, I'm really fucking horsing around.
Yeah, I'm not even halfway done.
Oh, we're about level 12.
Yeah.
13, 11. I think that about there. For people who've played the game, they probably know about where we are. We dance around. I was thinking about this when we were talking about other games last week and the week before. We totally dance around spoilers for the folks at home who may or may not have played these games that we talk about. And it makes it really hard to talk about those games. So talking about Mass Effect 2 is difficult because there's a lot of spoilers that we don't. And I realize these games are 20 years old.
Yeah, I mean, but still, I think to me, the magic of a game like that is experiencing it. And if you've never experienced it and you hear it through, we can never do the game justice the way, if you sit down and play it for the very first time, you are in for a treat. That's an insane thing to have not experienced, and to have that available, that's insane. But then the flip side of that is, you don't want to have that experience ruined by us sitting there, throwing it away in an offhand comment. To me, the thing that always happens to me is games will get spoiled on TikTok. Like I'll be scrolling through and it'll be like top 10 craziest twist endings in video games, and then it'll just like show it right at the start, and on YouTube's homepage, it'll be like top 10 biggest twist endings, and then it'll have the game's, like thing happening on the screenshot. And it's like, guys, what are we doing? Let's try to protect that a little bit.
We need special spoiler discussions where we have like a 10-minute conversation about spoilers that the folks can tune in for. Maybe we'll do that for Mass Effect 2. I don't know. Or 1, I don't know. There's a lot of things I'd like to talk about, but so we were talking about difficulty between these two games, and we were talking about the publisher / developer for Mass Effect 1 and 2, and how BioWare they developed and published with Demiurge, I think, for Mass Effect 1, and how different of a game it is from 2, and how the insanity in 1 was pleasurable, fun. I would do it 100 times. This one, I'm like, as soon as I get done with insanity on Mass Effect 2, I'm not coming back. I will play it on the lower difficulty if I play it again. Like, holy fuck, is it brutal? What the fuck, dude?
It's so funny how, like, our minds, at least for me, I was so looking forward to 2 because in my mind, my nostalgia, 2 is the best game of the trilogy. And so I was so looking forward to finishing 1, starting 2, and really just, indulging in 2 and really enjoying it. And I had the exact same experience with you, which is the end of Mass Effect 1 is some of the most fun hard mode gameplay I think you and I have ever shared, which is if you screw around and you don't play well, you lose, you die. But when you're playing well, you just mow people down. I mean, you feel overpowered. And then the game will check you and be like, hey, you've overstepped. You need to go back to playing a little bit more careful. That was so fun to me. And then to come into Mass Effect 2, where the game is essentially like, you are trash. I'm going to treat you like trash. Stay down in your hole, trash man. Like, please. Just a scrap of power, please.
Oh my god! Like you're saying, I feel like Mass Effect 1 had that perfect like push and pull combat where it felt like you were being met with a certain level, and if you didn't meet at that level, then it punished you, and you learned from those mistakes. We talk about sticking your head out when the obvious sniper with the giant fucking red laser is pointing at you, and it's like get behind cover, didn't get behind cover, you're fucking dead. And fucking, you are dead. And so, and this game is like, oh, I'm going to fire back at the enemy from cover. And it's like, there goes your shield and half your health. What the fuck is happening? I'm behind cover. Sometimes I get hit while I'm behind cover because it's not good enough cover. And my head must be sticking out and they're shooting me. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Oh, it can be a very frustrating time. There's sometimes about what did we say? We were about level 12.
Yeah.
It's starting to get a little bit more bearable. And also I think we're starting to get used to the difficulty setting, but still, man, there's just like sections where I'm just like getting fucking my head drilled. It's like fucking dude, you fucking should have done it in this exact order or you lose. And I'm like, oh my fucking god. Even the Krogan can't fucking run out. The Krogan being, if you were paying attention to our first Mass Effect, if you've not played Mass Effect, Krogans are like the orc people, and they're just like fucking unkillable. At least in the first game. And in this game, nope, very killable. They last a few extra seconds longer than a standard character, and then they are dead. And it's like, how am I supposed to make him use his shotgun right? Can't send him in first. Stand behind him, hand on his shoulder, pistol, and be screaming Rex. Rex! Poor grunt.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the thing for me that's most frustrating is as challenging and frustrating as the combat is, the narrative part of the game is 1,000 times better. The dialogue system where you can have those jump-ins, whether you're Paragon or Renegade, and you can just jump in the middle and interrupt and be like, I'm playing Renegade, you're playing Paragon, so I can jump in in the middle of a conversation and just shoot someone and just be like,
Yeah.
I'm sick of this. I'm bored. Boom. Let's start the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I love it. I love that. That makes it 100 times better. And you know, I think they in Mass Effect 1, they were really trying to set the world up because it was a new IP. It was a brand new universe. And I think we talked about it last time, but they essentially did the impossible. They perfectly blended Star Wars with Star Trek and kind of had that handshake in 1. And now in 2, the world is established, and now they can have fun with it. And, you know, the world is your oyster. Make whatever you want. And boy, is the story amazing. It really is arguably one of the best stories told in gaming. And then and then as soon as the cutscene ends and you get into a fight, it's just like, oh God, this sucks.
Yeah, man. It's just the insanity though.
Yeah, just insanity mode, yes.
You put that on normal mode and you're in for a fucking incredibly fun time. It's a great romp. It's a standard cover shooter. There's not a whole lot of complexity to character building or to weapon selection. The itemization just is nowhere near as it was. And personally, after playing the first one on Insanity and now with my old man brain, I look at 1 and I'm like, this is a superior game. Like, this is better in every way than 2. And 2, I feel like they watered everything down except for, like you said, the dialogue system. But even then, they watered down the cast because they could have just kept with the previous cast and then added a couple extra characters. But they removed like pretty much the entire cast from the first game. We already know who I'm upset about, and the replacement is abysmal. And I find that aspect to be really, like, it really takes me out of the story sometimes when he's fucking talking, when Grunt is talking, and I'm just like, oh, fuck. The only thing that pulls me back in, I was like, that's Steve Blum. He was the fucking Cowboy Bebop guy. He was Spike Spiegel. That pulls me back in. I'm like, okay.
We did a very brief, like right before we started recording, did a very brief pull up of the Wikipedia page, and it was a murderer's row of things not to do in a sequel. Like it was very obvious that they had gone from being independently published and, you know, working with a very tight knit group who they got bought by EA. They migrated to a new engine in Unreal Engine. Essentially every part of the game got redesigned. None of the assets from the first game got reused. So they basically rebuilt the game from the ground up. They said on the Wikipedia page, the user interface alone got designed, scrapped, and redesigned 8 times in between 1 and 2. And then, you know, there was the controversy of the Cerberus network where essentially if you bought the game new, you got a feature called the Cerberus network for free. If you bought the game secondhand, you had to pay for that service, and that was the only way that you could play DLC. And DLC had crucial plot elements in it, which is insane in and of itself. And, you know, there's just 1,000 things that you could read on that Wikipedia page where we were sitting there going like, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing?
It's amazing that it turned out so well, to be honest. 2, I'm saying EA got involved and they crashed and burned the games.
Yeah.
And can you imagine? I mean, these were the guys that made the Baldur's Gate games, you know? Like, what the fuck, man?
They're literally pillars in the RPG community. You know, they were founding members of it, and then they constantly kept adding to the genre. And now, for all intents and purposes, they're gone. They don't exist anymore. They've been swallowed up by EA.
They made Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
They made fucking Knights of the Old Republic. I'm pretty sure they made Jedi Empire.
Yeah. Yep.
It was like they made so many fucking like really in-depth RPGs where you would have these intense dialogues and you had to like, I mean, they just stayed with you. The storytelling just stayed with you. And then they're here with their own IP They're no longer doing D&D IP. They're no longer doing Star Wars IP. They have their own IP, and then they go into EA, and then just
Yep. Which is a shame.
Goodbye, BioWare. Fuck. Damn it.
I think the thing that's so crazy to me is you and I both could name a character in Mass Effect, just Mass Effect 2, not even the entire trilogy, just this game that we're playing right now. You and I could name a character who we have a very strong, vivid memory or emotional tie to because we did their loyalty mission and it was like, wow, that really resonated with me. I love that character because of that. And it's insane that these are original characters, you know, and like you previously said, they took one step backwards where they didn't bring back most of the cast from the first game. So you have almost an entirely new cast in a universe that is a new universe for most people. And yet they still managed to knock it out of the park, have arguably one of the greatest games of all time. And then, you know, there's just so many things that went right with this game. It's insane.
Fuck, I'm just like sitting here remembering. I totally forgot they did Neverwinter Nights too.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I mean, this is fucking BioWare. Yeah. I mean, these were like the motherfucking kings, man. And then now, I don't even know. I'm not going to get myself brought down. I mean, Dragon Age as well.
Yeah.
Like fucking.
Yeah.
My brain's just like going. Anyway, I don't know. This game is still pretty fun though. One of the cool things we were just talking about was the honing of the classes into more, you know, that class identity is much more pronounced. I mean, I'm sitting here playing the engineer, which I never really played in, you know, in my previous playthroughs. I played like Soldier and Vanguard and stuff. And I didn't ever touch the engineer. And in the first game, the engineer could kind of do first aid, neuroshock, could kind of do like some almost borderline doctor stuff. And in this game, it's much more of the, you know, we've got the plasma to melt armor, and we've got the overload ability to attack weapons and shielding. We have a droid. We don't have neuroshock anymore. And it's really cool because it really feels like you're that thing, and you don't have any weapons trainings. You just have pistols, which also sucks. I'm like, give me a fucking shotgun.
Yeah.
Where's my fucking shotgun? No shotgun for you. Okay. Telly has a shotgun though. She's cute.
I do think a lot of our gripes with the combat in 2, I hope will be solved in 3 when we eventually do get to that game. I'm right there with you. You know, when I played 1, I was hesitant to play the Infiltrator because it's so different from how I normally play. But I was like, you know what? I'm having fun. I'm really enjoying this different style, and it allows me to role play in a way that I've never really done before. I'm making a lot of choices that I've never made before. I'm really enjoying myself. And then when I got to 2, it's almost like when we started to have the game press back against us, it's like I wanted to default to what I'm good at, which is like sitting in the back and casting spells, and I couldn't do that because my repertoire is so limited in what I can do. I literally have essentially 2 abilities, you know, turn invisible and shoot fire out of my hand, which, you know, it's like, hey, wait, that's your thing. And it's like, yeah, normally it is, but my fire doesn't work against shields. So it's like they took Eldritch Blast away from me, and then they're like, here, play Warlock. And I'm like, well, but Eldritch Blast is Warlock. I don't want to use fire spells. So I at least, I'm right there with you. I'm on the back foot in a class that I'm not comfortable with, playing against enemies that aren't playing fair to begin with. I would very much rather be in that adept role and being the caster and, you know, commanding my units and telling them what to do from the back line, whereas I'm playing a much more aggressive style and it's just foreign to me. But I'm still having a lot of fun. That's the thing that's so weird is like, you know, you and I have been complaining about it almost for like a week straight the entire time we've been playing. and yet we keep playing for, we keep having these sessions that go for multiple hours because it's like, yeah, this combat's terrible. This is pissing me off. And then it's like, oh, I win. Okay, I'll push forward just a little bit more.
I did. I
Yeah.
did it. Yeah. I think definitely like our conversations about the negative side are more like those are new conversations. We've spent so long glazing Mass Effect 1 and 2 and 3 over the years. Now we're like picking apart like what makes insanity tick. And it's like, man, this part of insanity really bothers me because it feels like it shouldn't be like this. I'm not, and neither of us want it to be easier per se. We just want it to make more sense because it's like, okay, there's no push and pull in the gameplay. It's sit there and be quiet kind of gameplay, and hopefully you'll get your turn. Maybe that it's more pronounced turn based, but and it's not like BioWare is unfamiliar with turn based. These are action games, but I don't know. Yeah, and I think we've said this in our personal conversations too. Is A, we haven't played these games. Well, I haven't played them in probably 15 years. B, we're playing classes that we're not used to playing at all. So our gameplay is off. So we're sitting there going, well, if I just had a fucking shotgun,
Right.
it could charge that fucking guy right there that's pissing me the fuck off. I could kill him and this combat will be fucking over. Instead, I got a fucking droid going off into fucking Narnia.
It's so true.
Rex!
It's Rex. That was popping me every single time when you were yelling at Grunt, calling him Rex. And it's like he's not listening to me, and then he's not listening because you're calling him by the wrong name. And then it was just a second crash out of you being like, "Oh my gosh, I forgot that it's Grunt, not Rex."
Fuck this! It's pissing me off. God damn it, if Rex were here, he'd be listening to me. He's my fucking golden bro.
Get that guy a shotgun and 5 glasses of whiskey.
Yeah. I tried to give 5 glasses of whiskey to Grunt, and he was like, what's whiskey? And I was like, you fucking tank bread piece of shit.
I'm more of an assault rifle guy. Get out.
I grab him by his fucking elongated chin and start shaking his head around. You fucking stupid piece of shit.
It's a good thing you're voiced by Steve Blum.
Yeah, I fucking I fucking injected your tank into the fucking space. I spaced you already, you piece of shit.
Oh, I am curious because I'm playing as Renegade, you're playing as Paragon. Have you started to get the face morphs yet, or is your guy still relatively normal? Or yeah, sorry, you're also playing Femship.
Oh, I have no face morphs. Yeah, well, and for the folks at home that don't know, in Mass Effect 2, your character starts to outwardly show your decision making, and if you have been very renegade, then your face starts to crack, and your eyes start to glow red, and your face starts to the cracks in your face start to glow red. But if you Paragon a lot, then all the scarring and stuff heals up very quickly. And it's from the intro of the game. It's a very, very violent intro, really cool. But yeah, she's smooth, baby faced. She's a baby face. I mean, we're wrestling now.
Yeah,
I'm
there
a baby
you go.
face.
A heel.
You look like the heel of my foot.
I know that's not a new thing. I think Fable was the first game to do that, where your decisions affected your appearance. I love that. I think that's such
KOTOR.
Yeah, KOTOR did that as well. I think that's such a cool way to personify your playstyle and your appearance in the game. It's so cheesy and so like it's been done before. I don't care. I think that's so cool. I love it. I love that my Renegade Shepherd looks different than your Paragon Shepherd, even though we both chose, mostly default appearance. I love that.
There must have been something in the water at the time because KOTOR came out in 2003, Fable came out in 2004. So there's no way that the whole like appearance changing could have influenced one or the other. but both in KOTOR, if you start being Sith, then you start getting gross looking, like a Sith Lord looks. And in Fable actually has two ways. If you're bad, you get horns, red eyes, fucking black fucking smoke around you, I think. And then if you play good, then you get like these blue glowing tattoos. Your hair turns white. I think your eyes glow blue. And I think you get some kind of a glowing halo. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I played Fable 2. Which, speaking of Fable, I don't know if this is coming back, but I hope they get the appearance changes back. Like you said, I don't care if it's cheesy. It's fucking cool. Like, damn, dude, I'm being bad and now I start to look bad. Yeah. Cool. I always kind of assumed in Fable that like the townspeople couldn't see that.
Oh yeah.
Aspect. That was more of like for the game's like coolness. Chicken chaser, you're gonna kick a chicken. Dude, I'm kind of excited for that new Fable game because of that. Am I gonna be able to kick a chicken and then I'm just known as Chicken Chaser in that town forever? Look, it's a chicken chaser, and I just like strangling the fucking guy. Shut the fuck up!
I'm just glad they brought back the fact that you can buy everybody's house in a town, and they all have to pay you rent.
Oh yeah, that's right. What is this fucking Monopoly?
The true evil. It's like, oh, you kick chickens, you're evil. Wait, you're a landlord. You fucking guy. Yeah. You.
There's another trilogy I would fucking revisit. It's a Fable trilogy. What a fucking.
Fable.
Fable February.
I was going to say Fable February. Yeah.
Oh my God. I think you can get Fable right now. Wait a minute. I think you can get Fable right now. Let me see. Yeah, you can get the Lost chapters for $3 on Steam. Right now, it's on sale.
What?
But it's the only one. You can't get two.
Hang on, everybody. Entertain yourselves.
I'll be right back. 2 and 3 on Steam, though. It's some bullshit. Dude, I'm telling you, Steam's got all kinds of sales right now for these games we're talking about. I feel like we could be advertising. You can get Jade Empire right now for $3. I don't know by the time this recording comes out. Dragon Age Origin right there, $7 on sale. You want to play Mass Effect? Is Mass Effect on sale? Hey, you want to join us? It is. It's on sale. $10.
Of course it is. Of course
Suck it. I don't know why I said that. Yeah. I'd like to replay Jade Empire.
Fable 2 is on GOG.
Oh, it is? Oh. Yeah, entertain yourself, folks.
It's not. No. A vote to bring this game to GOG and help preserve it.
Can you buy Fable 2 anywhere? Is it just like an old Xbox game that's not going anywhere? Well, you know what? That's for another time, folks. We got to do a little research.
Yeah.
Outside, I would love to revisit Fable. That fucking game was amazing. What a treat it was to play through that game. You could buy. I don't know. Did you buy titles and then they would call you that?
I think so. I think you had to do certain things to get them. But then you also could purchase them.
Yeah, and then they would like call you that. I remember I bought or acquired the title Avatar, and that was always the one that I went for after that playthrough. Because I always played good because Bryce always played evil. That's where some of the first like evil playthroughs in our house originated. We would watch Bryce just like do the most heinous things to people because I'm sure he was hamming it up. Is what it was because we were.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was like walking. Yeah. I remember him playing Fable, and he's like walking through the town. I mean, red eyes, fucking, the horns, and some guy like came up and said something to him. I don't know what he said, and we were like, "Oh, he said something to you," and he's like, and he just like starts cutting down everybody in town.
Yeah.
And we're all like, holy shit, he's killing everybody. This is crazy. It's so great. And it was just nuts. Watching him do that. It was the same in KOTOR. I said Old Republic. Watching his playthrough, him just like strangling, force choking people in dialogues because they pissed him off. It was incredible.
It's insane how you can play those games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether you just whatever they call it in those games, Paragon and Renegade is what Mass Effect calls it. That's in my brain. That's what I associate it with.
Yeah.
If you play a game Paragon, you could go back through and play it as Renegade and have a completely different experience in the same game.
Yeah.
It's literally like two different I know that obviously it's two different stories, but like that's not how most RPGs are, you know? It's like you have these major set points, and I'm thinking more about Mass Effect now because it's recent. But it's like you'll have these major set points, and it's like, okay, you have two choices. But in reality, you have, you know, yes, you have that point, but based off of that, let's say you pick the good choice. When you go to make your next choice, you still have the two choices. So there's just all of these branching paths that you could go on. I'm so fascinated by people who don't play, you know, because you brought it up, people who choose like what I would choose if I was in that situation. That's fascinating to me because I'm the person who's like, well, I have to max out my Paragon bar and be the goodest boy, or I need to max out my Renegade bar and be, you know, the biggest piece of shit in the entire galaxy. One or the other. I would never pick something in between that. And so it's fascinating to me the people who, like you said, the memory that you had with
Like me.
with Bryce, exactly, where you sit there and you go, "Oh, this is what I would choose," and it's like, "Huh?
Yeah.
What? Don't you want to get maximum points?" I remember when we started Mass Effect 1, and I was reading you the backgrounds and being like, "This is what you pick if you want to be maximum Paragon," and you were like, "Oh, I already picked," and I was like, "What did you pick based off of?" And you're like, "Oh, this one just sounded cool." What?
Yeah.
Sounded cool.
Yeah.
Look cool. What are you talking about?
What? Here's a good example. Today, there's a dialogue that happens on the planet I just got to. This woman comes up to you and she's fucking irate. She's like, "I can't believe you're such a piece of shit," and she fucking slaps you. And there's two options. You can tell her like, "What was that for?" Or you could be like, "Everybody gets one, motherfucker." And that's the one that I fucking picked because I was like, you don't fucking walk up to fucking Shepard and slap her. She doesn't tolerate that bullshit. I was like, "You better fucking explain yourself because I'm going to shoot you." And then she's like, "Rah, rah, rah," you know, she tells you, but like that was the Renegade choice, but it felt like that's what the Shepard that I'm playing would do. Like she occasionally fucking drinks heavily, you know. You can't always be fucking super goody gooder, you know. She fucking sleep with some Asari. I think she has a thing for Asari. I can't figure out my Shepard. I don't know. She's fucking fascinated by the blue bitches. She's them blue chicks. Something about them tentacles reminds me of something. It's just the fucking mind flayers from fucking Baldur's Gate. Remember.
I know I've talked about this before. It doesn't matter. Good jokes come in threes. You and your brothers have this insane ability of if you are given a character, you will find a way to play that character. You become that character. That is you. You enter that mindset and then you become I am Fem Shep. I am Paragon Fem Shep. That is the like like character backstory role play is so fun in Mass Effect to become Shepard. It's so fun to do that. I love it.
I mean, I love these kind of games. I mean, we've been talking about them all night. Fable, Knights of the Old Republic, Dragon Age, Mass Effect, obviously. Baldur's Gate 3, I think, is a great example of a modern one where the playthrough can be colored by your choices, and your choices can be different, and you'll get a different playthrough. I mean, yes, it's the same game and it's the same narrative, but the ending can be sad or happy or mixed, or like your journey through that game is very turbulent, or it can be very, you know, Paragon. It could be very I'm a paladin. It could be very I'm the worst person to ever live, you know. And I think that's what makes these kind of games so much fun, is that like role play aspect. I mean, it's truly role playing. You're just like, here's your character, have at it. Characters like Shepard kind of has that this is the main character of Mass Effect, has that kind of predetermined soldier character-esque thing going on, but that also is important to the story. You couldn't just be like civilian Shepard. That wouldn't make any fucking sense to the story, because you got to have all this combat prowess and stuff that is required to do the things that Shepard does. And you just, even in the first game, it's fantastically crazy that he or she takes a 3-man team against some of the most outstanding odds they should not live through. Half the time they get off the ship and I'm like, I can't believe we just let the captain of this ship leave the ship with only a fucking pistol. And Presley's like, and a Krogan. Shut the fuck up, Presley. I don't fucking hear that shit.
The running joke that I have is, it's like, Shepard, how the Geth are the strongest enemy we've ever faced in the entire galaxy. We couldn't beat them with an entire army. How are you able to beat them with a group of 6 people? And then it just hard cuts to you in your little tank. Rex! Boom, boom,
I forgot we were talking about
just running over the game.
I forgot we were.
Why did they make him with legs? What a stupid decision.
I really gotta I gotta slap a fucking video on there when you're saying that. I'll try to take a video before it comes out. But he's right, folks. I thought he was talking about me backing away from the Geth guy that was chasing me down, and Rex comes from off screen and whomps him. I forgot you were talking about me going
shoulder tackles,
driving the fucking tank into a fucking Geth tank, be like, "Fuck you, fuck you." Boom, boom. Garrus is sipping a fucking soda with a straw. Fucking juice dribbling down the hole in his face. Shepard, can you pass the fucking jerky? Uh-huh. Yeah, sure can, Garrus. I just love that imagery of fucking like Miranda fucking white knuckling the fucking no shit handle. And Garrus is just sitting there with his seatbelt off, leg crossed. You know?
Yeah.
Yes. That's what it's like to drive the fucking Mako and the Hammerhead.
That's our Shepard. That's our headcanon.
Yeah, my Shepard is a fucking unhinged fool. I'm the captain of this ship. Fucking biotic charges into the middle of the enemy. What are you doing? Shepard!
Captain! Commander!
Yeah, I'm the commander. You forget your rank constantly. How are you in charge? Shut the fuck up.
Shush.
This shotgun here says that I'm the fucking commander. Oh. Yeah. Yes. It's create your own Star Trek. Really, you know? Because, I mean, it's like Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
He would always get off the ship and go around fucking fighting. Oh, my God. That's some Star Trek nerdiness. You want to hear me talk about that? Maybe that's why I talk so much shit about Star Wars all the time, because I like Star Trek. Is that it? It's the old. It's like the old fandoms used to fight.
Yeah, you can't have. It's one or the other. You can't have both. That makes sense.
Now listen, mine is not because one is the other. Mine's got some other things going on.
Yeah, terrible writing.
I think that's fair.
Most of our problems with Star Wars.
That's kind of okay. I wasn't trying to say stuff, but yes. I think when they tanked the shit out of the fucking Legacy books, that's what fucked me up.
Yeah, when they said,
well, they're called Legacy. They're called Legacy now. There was an expanded universe, and they were like, none of that's canon. None, zero. Knights of the Old Republic is no longer canon. What?
That's insane.
That was me throwing myself like off a small cliff onto a bank of pillows.
It bothers me that Force Unleashed isn't canon. Because those games were genuinely incredible games.
Do not. That's a series I should revisit.
What was the game called? what was the game called? Was it Republic Commando, where you played it as the 4 stormtroopers?
Republic Commando game.
That game was so good for no reason.
Oh, I remember this game. Wait, is this the one I was thinking about? There was a Star Wars game on the 64 that I thought was so fucking good. I think I think this was a really good game. Where you're just like you're playing as the fucking
Yeah, you're just
Republic
4 dudes. Yeah.
Yeah, that game. Yeah, there was the one that I always loved to play was the N64 one. N64 Star Wars. I'm pretty sure we had to. Yeah, this is the one. Rogue Squadron. No, is that the one? It looks like it. I think that was it.
I think you're thinking of WCW versus NWO.
I was trying to explain to my daughter that Incineroar was a heel in wrestling, and I think she looked at me like I had 5 heads. So then we started talking about see how I just went straight into fucking Pokemon, folks?
Yeah.
That's a skill I have. You should work on that too, folks. Being able to turn any conversation into a Pokemon conversation.
You know how in Fight Club when you're being indoctrinated, it's like go out and start a fight with somebody, and that's your goal for today.
Oh, it's your homework, yeah.
Your homework for the fans at home are talk about Pokemon with one random stranger for at least an hour and a half.
Tell them about your favorite Pokemon and why.
And why it's Hawlucha.
Actually, text me that. No. You text me your favorite Pokemon, and I will give you a thumbs up.
He'll grade it
and agree. My daughter, her going through everything. So I'm going on off the rails here. She was going through all the Pokemon, and she was like, "I'm going to trade you this Lechonk. I don't really like it." And I go, "I love Lechonk." And then she traded me another one. She's like, "I don't really like this one." I go, "I love that one." And she was like, "How come you love every Pokemon that I trade you?" I was like, "Every." They're all special to me.
It's real to me, damn it.
Yeah, I love them. They're fucking cute. Okay.
I really tried to get my niece into Pokemon. And I think part of the problem is I haven't played the newest ones, and so I can't give her the newest experience. I can only give her the experience that I had, which is kind of like the original 150. And then, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, really, my love of Pokemon is from the original Red and Blue. And so I tried to share that with her. She didn't have that same excitement that I had. She was excited because I was excited, but it was, she didn't actually care. She just thought it was cool that I thought it was cool. But it's like, that's the perfect mold, I feel like. You know what I mean? Of, here's this thing that I'm excited about. You pick one. It doesn't matter if it's the best one. You pick the one that, like, for whatever reason, jumps out to you. And it just so happens that all of them that jump out to me are wrestler.
Yeah. Every single Pokemon is someone's favorite Pokemon. So there's no bad design. But you're talking about trying to get a young one into Pokemon, or they like Pokemon, but they're scared to play it, which, thinking about how we were like 10 and 8 when we played the first Pokemon game, and we didn't have mommies and daddies to tell us how to beat the game. And I definitely did it wrong. I can still remember my first playthrough of just Charizard, Flamethrower. And it's a fucking water type.
That don't matter. If I'm level 100 and you're level 20, I win.
You got him. That's what I'm saying. I had a level 70 Charizard with fucking flamethrowing everything. Flamethrow that motherfucker. I remember, but the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu games, it's a co-op game. So you each can take a fucking Joy-Con. I would be the first player if I was going to do this. And you can shake the other, and the other trainer can run around. And they're the opposite gender of whatever gender you choose. So if they're a little boy, maybe be the girl or something. But you can play through that game together. It's really fun to play co-op. When you do battles, you do 2 against however many they have, so they could just have 1 and you could have 2. Just be beating the shit out. And then, like, there's no random battles in Let's Go. there's just if you run into a wild Pokemon, you can either try to catch it or you can run away. So you either throw Pokeballs at it, you throw berries at it so that maybe it doesn't run, or and then when you go to throw a Pokeball, it's got like a window of when you should throw it. So you try to throw it so it lands into the green, the green circle, and then hits the Pokemon at the same time, and that'll give you like a great. And if you both throw a Pokeball at the same time, then it does like a super move, and then you could like catch it, like even more catchier.
That's awesome.
It's really fun. Also, you can see shinies on the overworld, I believe, so that's pretty cool too. It's a good game. It's basically just red and blue. It's just red and blue. I guess probably closer to the Pokemon Yellow experience. It's probably more or less what it was going for, and it's really cool. So you're not red and your rival's not blue. You're two new characters, and red and blue are in the game, but they're like adults, and blue helps you like take down the
interesting.
Team Rocket, which obviously makes more sense, and an adult is helping you deal with Team Rocket.
Yeah, rather than a little kid.
Because they're like a criminal organization. Red's like, I'm 10. I'm here to beat your ass, Giovanni. Actually, I don't think he says anything because it's red. He just stares at him.
Yeah, he just turns his hat sideways.
Yeah, Giovanni. I don't think he turns his hat sideways. That's fucking Gold and Ash do that. Red, he's like right. Fucking plain Jane boy. He just comes in, doesn't say shit. He's a fucking mute. And they're like, what are you doing in here, kid? The kid's just like fucking flipping the Pokeball up and down. And what do you want to battle? You little shit. You coming to my fucking organization? You coming to my house? That shit. Person, get him. And then it's like Tarzan flamethrower.
Yeah. He's not a mute. He's a stone cold killer.
Yeah.
He's got his hat pulled down over his eyes because he's got a gun in his back pocket.
I don't care if this is a fucking spoiler for Gold and Silver. I don't know how many fucking people are going to go back and play fucking Gold and Silver. It's a long fucking game to 100% that fucking game. It was a fucking... I'm not going to go into the whole spiel right now, but I'll never fucking forget after playing fucking Red and Blue and Yellow and being like, those were the greatest games ever. And then Gold and Silver comes out and gets through all of Gold, and you beat the 8 gym badges, the Elite Four, and then you go over to Kanto, the first game, you replay the first game, and then beat the Elite Four again. Then you're allowed to go up on this fucking super dangerous ass fucking mountain where there's no healing. Some of the strongest Pokemon that you'll fight in that game are there, and they are fucking not nice. And you get to the very top, and there's fucking Red, the protagonist that you played as in the first game, and he doesn't say a word and starts a fucking Pokemon battle and throws out a level fucking 80 Pikachu and wrecks your fucking team. Like, what? What? That wasn't even the rest of his team.
Incredible. Incredible.
It was so fucking awesome. And it just says ... And then the battle starts and it plays the most fucking coolest music that I've ever heard in a Pokemon game. And I was like, whoa. Beating him as a kid was very difficult. It was done. Anyway, before I go on another Pokemon rant, because I feel like there must be something in the air. Or maybe it's just my daughter playing Pokemon that's like sucking me in to Pokemon. We need to get out of here before I talk more about it.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. It's time.
Let's let him go then.
You let him go.
Okay.
I'll hold him down and hold him down in a full Nelson. Be like, okay, so anyway, my first favorite Pokemon was.
Yeah, rank him from 1 to 150. There you go.
Yeah, here we go. Number 1 is Bulbasaur. Number 2 is Ivysaur. Wait, you're just listing the Pokedex. Shut up! Listen.
It was perfect from the start.
Yes. Yeah, the Pokedex listed Pokemon in order of popularity.
Yeah.
That's not a. Did you used to say that because you were like Bulbasaur was the best one? What did you say?
I don't know. I say a lot of shit.
Okay, fine. Goodbye.
Bye. See ya.